Today is June 16th, and that means that Summer in Mara is now officially released. Now, this is a game that I have been following for a while, so it is exciting to finally get to talk about it to you guys here on this channel. I've had the wonderful opportunity to play this game early, so I wanted to talk about my current thoughts on the game and how I personally feel about it. Just so everyone watching this is aware, I am playing this on my PC. It runs at a steady 60 frames per second on my build, which is a 1060, 8GB RAM, yada yada. I can't and won't comment on how the game runs on other platforms though. I do want to say that this is my current experience of the game, and that I know that the developers are working on the game post-launch. At least, that's what I've gathered from their tweets and stuff. In Summer in Mara, you play as Koa, a young girl who has to go on an adventure around the world, including over 20 different islands. The story of the game is very lighthearted, and it's quite relaxing. Playing it after a day of work in today's climate can be really relaxing, honestly. There's a large roster of side characters that you meet throughout the game, and they are honestly the strong point in the whole storyline that the game offers. The actual storyline of the game isn't something that you would find in a library or in a novel or anything. The game is actually very light when it comes to the story, and because of that, the story isn't really a focus in the game. Sometimes you might forget that there even is one. The game does have some amazing cutscenes that look incredible, sort of like a westernized Studio Ghibli style. I also enjoy watching the characters interacting with each other, as it's really pleasing to look at those wonderful hand-drawn characters. The story of this game isn't something that you will honestly sit down and discuss with your family or your friends, because the story isn't what makes what this game is. The game is ultimately a farming simulator, very similar to Stardew Valley. On the topic of that, let me talk about the gameplay here. If you have played games like Stardew Valley, then I imagine you know fully well how this game works. You plant things, you let them grow, you do farming things, you do crafting things, you cook things, and the list goes on. If you haven't played a game like this, then you're honestly in for a treat if you're looking for a relaxing experience. The game is very simple, and throughout the entire story the game essentially teaches you how to play. Sometimes just being asked to do things constantly gives the game an MMO fetch quest like feel to it, even if you are crafting things or growing things or whatnot. If the game gave you the world and let you figure it out for yourself, I reckon it would give the game a much more immersive feeling. One of the mechanics in the game is watering your plants, and honestly that can feel super clunky at times. And that is a mechanic that you will have to do multiple times throughout the game. The user interface in this game looks like it still needs work, however, as some of the menus feel super clunky. Sometimes it's hard to tell what selection you've highlighted on the menu, and it can be quite hard to read despite it being a game that's aimed for a very light-hearted look. As mentioned previously, the visuals and cutscenes and chat logs can be beautiful, but the general graphics of the game seem to be a little bit bland. Some characters look like they've put a great deal of detail in, while some look like they've just been created to hit deadlines really. This isn't a dig at just Summer in Mara, but a lot of game developers do this, and it is a very common thing in games. The soundtrack is one of the best I've heard in a farming simulator game, and it really gives a feeling of relaxation throughout your time spent playing the game. I have noticed that sometimes the game stops playing music and then it just randomly starts again, but that may be a bug and they might be working on a fix for that as I speak. My total verdict of this game is a little bit mixed. I really do want to recommend Summer in Mara to someone, but I just feel like it won't be a game for everyone, and honestly just a select few. I would recommend this to probably fans of games like Stardew Valley that are looking for a new game to play. Otherwise, I'd suggest just wait for a sale to pick up this game. I definitely will be keeping an eye on this game in the case that they decide to update it, and who knows, maybe they can do a complete 180 for this game and have it go down an amazing path. It definitely does have a lot of potential. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and we shall see you guys soon.